So last summer, the Rockets made a very interesting trade, a trade we'd never seen before. They traded some of the picks that they owned from the Nets back to Brooklyn, and they got picks of the Suns. And as soon as that happened, people said, I think they're trying to get Kevin Durant. And all year long, the Rockets said, not really. We're not, we love Kevin Durant, but he's in his mid-30s. We got this team in the 20s. We're not really going for him. I believed Rafael Stone when he said this. By the way, he said this publicly because I believed that he wanted to have his young team grow. Mm-hmm. But something happened the last few weeks. Ime Udoka, who had him in Brooklyn, Rael Ivy's on the staff. He was his teammate at Texas. He wanted him. He went to ownership and said, and front office and said, can we get Kevin Durant and get him? Great. The other thing was they couldn't say no to the price. The price was just so low, they just couldn't say no. And so the price came down, the Rockets moved in. That's how you elevate yourself as a team. You buy low, and you have a great opportunity.
In the summer of 2025, Texas basketball wasn't just alive, it was loaded. And Houston stood at the center of it all.
And you're hopefully getting a positive, happy embrace from Rockets fans. Can you tell us about how your new team is showing their fandom for you?
Yeah, they're happy now, man. We'll see how it goes. When we start playing, you know how that is.
It was also a big summer in cinemas as Scarlett Johansson, one of KD's favorite actresses, starred in the latest Jurassic World film.
He's not a ball stopper. He's the kind of guy that gets passes and shoots jumpers off, passes off of picks. I think he'll fit in beautifully.
Big for the Rockets. Big. They finally got a player that they can go-to man in the last 4 minutes.
The Kevin Durant trade had shaken the NBA and electrified Houston. But one blockbuster does not build a contender. Not in this state. Not in this conference. The front office weren't about to rest on their laurels.
You seen Clutch? Yeah, he was setting up. Okay, he was still setting up. There he is right there. My boy, what's up, dude? You got done setting up?
The fan base were anticipating more moves after a series of re-signings and restructuring of contracts had left the Rockets with plenty of cap space below the first apron. All eyes were on the mid-level exception.
And we got some more breaking news as free agency underway this hour in the NBA. Shams Charania, our insider, reporting that forward Dorian Finney-Smith is leaving the Lakers for the Rockets.
Enter Dorian Finney-Smith, a hard-nosed, two-way vet who could plug the Dillon Brooks-shaped hole.
Look for a 3, 2 seconds on the clock, and we giving it to no
Why are you pointing at
disrespect, Dorian Finney-Smith with 2 seconds on the clock to make a 3. That's not what we or Royce O'Neal. Yeah. That's not. I mean, they can hit it for sure, but that's not sustainable offense.
Clint Capela would be the next addition. Not a signing, but a resurrection. Houston's prodigal center was back. With Capela's return, the Rockets had finished assembling one of the NBA's most intriguing front courts, a trio of centers whose roots stretch from Auckland to Garrison to Geneva. They were different in style, different in spirit. Steven Adams, perhaps the most famous basketball player New Zealand has ever produced, had never suited up for the tall black senior team. The reasons were layered. Early tensions with the National Federation, concerns about injury risk, and a clear desire to prioritize NBA longevity. Switzerland's lone true NBA success story, Clint Capela last played for his country in 2019. He appeared in just a dozen international contests, his commitment sporadic at best.
Do you sometimes feel like not respected enough by the Swiss media?
It's okay. I'm the number one Swiss. I'm the most paid, so the truth is here. Nothing else to say. Everybody knows how much I get paid. So if they just think that I'm not the best, so what? I just think that they don't respect me in this country, and There's nothing else I can do, but it's okay though.
And then there was Alperen Sengun, 22 years old, already a hero in Turkey. He hadn't just embraced his national team duties, he'd embodied them.
Alperen Sengun just gets better and better.
This summer, as Eurobasket 2025 approaches, he stands to lead a new generation of Turkish basketball talent onto the continental stage. Houston's front court didn't just bring size, it brought stories. And in a league obsessed with versatility and switchability, the Rockets may have found something just as valuable: identity. In a quiet but telling move, the Houston Rockets traded second-year forward Cam Whitmore to the Washington Wizards in exchange for 2 future second-round picks.
Here comes Cam Whitmore, and this is where he's dangerous. Cam Whitmore! Oh, baby!
Whitmore had arrived in Houston with high expectations after sliding in the 2023 draft, a bruising wing with elite athleticism and a point to prove.
Rockets fans, Cam Whitmore here, excited to be there, excited to get ready for Houston, and let's get ready for Summer League and the season. I'm out.
But despite earning Summer League MVP honors, his regular season was another story. Ime Udoka's system didn't have patience for unpolished tools. Defense mattered. Spacing mattered. And Whitmore's decision-making and consistency often lagged behind his physical gifts.
Welcome to your nation's capital. Another packed night here at Capital One Arena.
Now, he joins a rebuilding Washington team where the lights are dimmer and the leash longer. It's a second chance for a young player with first-round talent, but the Rockets are no longer waiting on it to bloom.
There we go, and it's on the run pretty fast. Look at that. I mean, so this is northbound on 45, Springwoods, and I'm just going to try to see if I can bring up my speedometer, see how fast he's going. I'm just kind of amazed or surprised how fast.
North of I-45, the Dallas Mavericks shocked the world. Months earlier, they traded Luka Doncic. Madness. Genius. Both. Kyrie was injured. Anthony Davis was unsure. But in June, they won the lottery.
The fourth pick in the NBA draft goes to the Charlotte Hornets. Picking third will be the Philadelphia 76ers. The second pick will be made by the San Antonio Spurs, and that means that the number one pick in the 2025 NBA draft goes to the Dallas Mavericks.
It was a successful night for the Rockets in-state rivals. Cooper Flagg arrived not just as a savior, but as a statement. A clean slate for a franchise on the brink. The last time Dallas bet big on a blonde phenom, he became Dirk.
Before the game, I had spaghetti on my own, but it tasted terrible. But you know, I try to cook sometimes, but it doesn't really work.
Now they're hoping lightning strikes twice.
There's a statue of Dirk outside the arena. Obviously, he was the face of this franchise for a long time. He kind of handed the baton to Luka. The anticipation is he would have been the face for a long time. Plans changed. There's now that anticipation for you. How do you feel about kind of that lineage and the responsibility that comes with those sort of expectations?
Yeah, I mean, I'm coming in just trying to learn and trying to get better every single day. And I think if I can do that to the best of my ability, I think expectations and pressures that other people, will put on me and our team, that will kind of work itself out. So, I'm just trying to come in and be the best that I can be and just win at the highest level.
Cooper Flagg is a white guy, maybe the best white American prospect since Larry Bird, right? Let's not act as if we don't live in America and we're not seeing what's happening with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. Cooper Flagg is going to be an instant impact player in the NBA.
I don't want to put the great white hope tag on this guy. Let's let him come into the NBA. Let's let him hoop. I do think the Rockets will be the best of the three teams this season if we're looking very short term. But to me, if you're talking about intrigue for like a 10-year span, it has to be the Spurs. We've never seen a talent like Victor Wembanyama. I think he's still growing. I think he's like 7'6" now with perimeter skills. He might be the best defensive force that we have ever seen. Ever. The Spurs are one of the most intriguing teams in the NBA. Forget about the state of Texas.
Howdy, y'all. This is Wemby. We're in San Antonio now.
Further west, a different kind of prodigy stirred. Victor Wembanyama, the NBA's most hyped rookie since LeBron, had limped to a stop in February. But in the shadows, he trained. In China, with monks.
The Spurs might be third on the list here in terms of the standings next season, but to me, they are the most intriguing. That's simply because we've not seen a talent really like Victor Wembanyama. And I'm very curious to see, can the Spurs make a pretty significant leap past the play-in into the playoff mix in the Western Conference, and can Wemby make a leap into being an MVP type of player?
Victor is everywhere. His wingspan, his highlights, his Nike campaign. But let's be honest, there's something about him that grates. We saw it early. The draft lottery grin when Houston lost out.
The fourth pick in the NBA draft goes to the Houston Rockets.
The smug smirk. The arrogance disguised as elegance. You could call it confidence. Or you could call it what it is. Peak French condescension. And let's not forget the little things, like assaulting Britney Spears or throwing a first pitch like a man who's never thrown anything but shade. He's the NBA's latest experiment in stardom. But he's not our star. We've got our men.
Defense? Thank you.
The Rockets are very interesting to me. Obviously, they made a major move, but they decided to give up a little bit in terms of youth and defense, two things that Kevin Durant does not currently possess.
They need some more depth on the wing. They need some more defense. They need more shooting.
The question, though, to me is, can the Rockets make the leap from really good regular season team, one and done in the playoffs, to a real threat to the Oklahoma City Thunder? I think they're the biggest threat in the Western Conference.
We've been here before. In the 2000s, the Texas Triangle defined the West. Dirk's Mavs. Duncan's Spurs. Yao and T-Mac's Rockets. Clash after clash, conference finals, buzzer beaters, bitter exits. Before that, 1995. Olajuwon versus Robinson. MVP versus MVP snub. And now, Texas is loaded again. Flagg, Wembanyama, Amen, all under 22, all franchise cornerstones. Never in league history has one state contained this much raw, ascending talent. The Lone Star State is burning brighter than ever. But potential doesn't win titles. The work continues.
I've been working out with Jabari a couple times. Somebody I always watched when he was in high school at Auburn. These guys just want to be great, man. You know, you're in the gym all summer, you playing pickup, you go back from pickup to lifting weights, to come back the next morning and do the same thing. You know, it's going to pay off at a certain point. So what I took from them is like the work ethic, you know, and attention to detail. And you got guys like Royale, Ime, and the rest of the coaching staff who's going to hold them to a standard every day. You're going to see growth in them pretty quickly.
From getting Coach Ime, what's his name, Ime Udoka?
Yeah.
That's how you pronounce it? Yeah. What was that shift like?
Anybody who knows Ime knows that Ime is
got some missing screws. Like, he done made the team play hard. Like, everybody know that we gonna play hard, and that's just who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Vegas has the Rockets as 4th favorites. Praise, yes, but pressure, too.
The big story so far this summer, Houston next in line after adding Kevin Durant. The top 3 seeds from this season have the 3 shortest odds to win the conference next season.
Alperen Sengun will sharpen his tools in Europe, a leading man for Turkey in this year's Eurobasket. Reed Shepherd, a silky sniper from Kentucky, will headline Houston's Summer League squad. And the rumor mill, spinning loudly. If Giannis wants out, Houston is waiting. 3 cities, 3 visions, 1 lone star state. The Rockets have made their move. The Spurs and Mavs aren't far behind. Texas basketball is on the brink of something bigger than rivalry. It's on the verge of a renaissance. But make no mistake, Houston plans to win this war.